Hello everyone. By the time I'm making this video on 8th of June, almost every media outlet is now writing that Iran has won the war on a strategic level. I'm making this video to explain why I think that Iran won the war not just on a strategic level, but also on a military level. Or in other words, why the US has lost not just strategically but also militarily, uh, although it may not have lost as many soldiers. So hear me out. There were four cornerstones or pillars of the US military doctrine in the Middle East or Persian Gulf region. What were those four cornerstones? The first and major pillar of the US military doctrine in the Middle East was the presence of bases across all the major countries in this region. The United States used those bases to project power in the whole region. What has happened to those bases in these wars? The US troops vacated or left those bases even before the war started, and most of the bases came under heavy missile and drone bombardment and are currently out of service. So that's one facet of military defeat, one cornerstone or pillar military pillar taken out, one pillar of military doctrine taken out. The second major cornerstone or pillar of US military doctrine in the region was its aircraft carriers. The US always boasted about its aircraft carrier, and it's always said that it could take its aircraft carrier to the coast of any country and bomb the hell out of them and restore deterrence and power and power projection. What has happened to those aircraft carriers? They didn't even venture close to the Iran's coast. They were even at their maximum. They hardly came around 300 kilometers close to Iran's coast, and there is a lot of evidence that they came under missile bombardment and had to withdraw. The third major pillar of the US military doctrine in the region was presence of those radars that allowed the US to be situationally aware about what was happening in the whole region. It allowed a precise nature of surveillance of the whole region. What has happened to those advanced radars? Each of those advanced radars has been taken out by Iran. So that's the third pillar of military doctrine being taken out by Iran during this war. And the fourth and the last major, I would say, pillar of the US military doctrine, and not just in this region but anywhere else, was its air force. The US always boasted about its stealth fighter jets, which could penetrate the skies of any country and strike at will, strike the targets chosen with accurate precision, carry out assassinations and everything. So, what has happened to those aircrafts? What has happened to F-35, F-16? Have they been able to penetrate Iranian airspace? To some degree, yes. But have they been able to achieve any air superiority? No. Were they shot over Iran's skies? Yes. Right? So, four military pillars of the US military doctrine: the bases, the radars, the aircraft carriers, and the aircraft themselves, the Air Force. All four military pillars completely taken out, and this creation of US military hegemony has fell flat on the ground in this region. That's my argument. Thank you.